Is modern metal truly carrying the torch lit by its forebears, or has the flame flickered into something unrecognizable? With today's bands blending genres, embracing digital production, and pushing boundaries of sound and style, it's tempting to call this evolution a triumph. But does it match the raw power, rebellious spirit, and sonic grit of classic metal pioneers like Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, or Slayer? Are breakdowns and blast beats a worthy heir to galloping riffs and soaring solos, or just noise masquerading as innovation? In part 2 of my metal genre breakdown, I will explore whether or not post-2000s metal can compare to the generation of music that bore it. I've always believed that distortion should sound like it's bleeding, not like it was polished in a Silicon Valley lab. So when I hear nu metal's surgically clean production, every snare sample compressed to within an inch of its life, every riff EQ'd like it's auditioning for a car commercial, I can't help but roll my coal-lined eyes. Boys, this just isn't metal. Metal, real metal, is supposed to be raw. It's supposed to breathe, to snarl, to sound like it was recorded in a haunted chapel with a mic duct taped to a tombstone. But nu metal? It sounds like it was engineered by a committee of marketing interns and Pro Tools wizards who think heavy means loud with extra bass. The guitars are so overprocessed they might as well be synths. The vocals are layered, pitch-corrected, and filtered until they lose all human texture. It's like listening to a tantrum through a Bluetooth speaker at Best Buy, and nowhere is this more offensively obvious than in the works of Limp Bizkit. Their production is so glossy, it could double as a shampoo ad. Every track is a wall of sound with zero nuance. Just Fred Durst yelling about breaking stuff while the band chugs along like a nu metal Roomba. It's not gritty, it's not dangerous, it's not even interesting. It's the musical equivalent of a lifted pickup truck revving in a parking lot, loud, pointless, and deeply insecure. But even at its best, nu metal's obsession with pristine production values strips the genre of its soul. It's metal with a manicure. It's rebellion with a stylist. It's angst in HD. And while that might sell records, it doesn't stir the spirit. It doesn't haunt. It doesn't howl. So no, I don't respect the high production values. I resent them. Because when you polish metal too much, it stops being metal. It becomes something else entirely. Something market-tested, algorithm-approved, and utterly forgettable. Death metal. The musical equivalent of being lovingly bludgeoned with a dictionary of existential dread while someone screams the Latin names of obscure parasites into your ear. It's not just music, it's a lifestyle choice that says, I like my breakfast with blast beats and my poetry with entrails. Born in the 1980s, death metal originated from elements of thrash and black metal, looked around and said, not brutal enough. Enter bands like Death, Possessed, and Morbid Angel, who decided that music should sound like a chainsaw in a therapy session. Musically, death metal is a delightful cocktail of guitars tuned so low they communicate directly with tectonic plates, vocals that resemble a bear gargling gravel, drums that sound like someone threw a drum kit down a flight of stairs on purpose, and lyrics that explore cheerful topics like decay, doom, and the futility of existence. And let's talk subgenres, because death metal is nothing if not a buffet of brutality. Brutal death metal for those who think regular. Death metal is too gentle, technical death metal, where musicians play riffs so complex they need a calculator and a Ouija board. Melodic death metal for people who want their existential despair with a side of harmony. And hybrids like death doom, death grind, black and death, and deathcore. Basically, if you can mash death with another genre, someone's already done it, and probably released a concept album about it. Culturally, death metal is the genre that refuses to die. It's been banned, blamed, misunderstood, and yet it thrives, like a fungus in your soul. From Florida's sweaty swamps to Sweden's frostbitten forests, death metal has spread like a glorious plague of creativity, rebellion, and really questionable album art. In conclusion, death metal is not just music. It's a sonic middle finger to conformity, a celebration of the grotesque, and a reminder that sometimes screaming into the void is the most honest form of art. Industrial metal didn't just crawl out of the shadows, it was forged in a factory where angst meets automation. Born in the late 1980s, this genre is the beautiful love child of heavy metal's aggression and industrial music's cold, synthetic textures. It's like someone took a metal band, locked them in a warehouse with malfunctioning robots and said, "Make art." The sound? Oh, it's a delightfully dystopian mess. Expect repeating guitar riffs that sound like jackhammers with feelings, distorted vocals that range from angry cyborg to tortured fax machine, and synthesizers that hum like haunted microwaves. Drum machines pound out rhythms with the subtlety of a steel-toed boot to the soul. Bands like Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, Godflesh, and Rammstein didn't just play music, they built emotional demolition equipment. Ministry's Psalm 69 sounds like a riot in a steel mill. Nine Inch Nails made angst fashionable, proving that even tortured souls can have impeccable production values. Rammstein? They're what happens when Wagner meets welding. Lyrically, industrial metal is a buffet of existential dread, political rage, and cyberpunk poetry. It's the genre that looks at society and says, "No thanks, I'll take the end times with extra distortion." Songs tackle everything from surveillance culture to personal trauma, often with the subtlety of a flamethrower. But beneath the mechanical growl is a strangely tender heart, one that's just been replaced with titanium and sarcasm. Live shows? Imagine a rave hosted by Terminators. There's smoke, strobes, leather, latex, and enough flashing lights to make your ancestors dizzy. It's not just a concert, it's a sensory assault that leaves you wondering if you've been recruited into a cybercult. And honestly, you're kind of okay with that. Industrial metal isn't for everyone. It's for the misfits who think emotions are best expressed through distorted screams and MIDI-triggered chaos. It's for the romantics who believe love sounds like a malfunctioning server farm. It's for anyone who's ever looked at a broken vending machine and thought, "I get you." So yes, industrial metal is cold, mechanical, and emotionally complicated. But it's also brilliant, cathartic, and weirdly comforting. It's the genre that hugs you with hydraulic arms and whispers, "You're not alone. We're all broken machines pretending to dance." As a classic metal lover, I'm contractually obligated to roll my eyes at anything involving glitter, synchronized dancing, or lyrics about dessert. My wardrobe is 97% black, my riffs are tuned to summon the abyss, and I once gave side-eye to a tambourine. So when I first heard about kawaii metal, a genre that fuses J-pop idol sweetness with the sonic brutality of metal, I assumed it was a prank. Like surely someone was trolling the metal community with Hello Kitty blast beats. Then I saw baby metal, and I was slain. Baby metal is the genre's glitter-drenched Trojan horse. Su metal's vocals are so powerful they could shatter stained glass. Moa metal dances like she's leading a ritual to summon joy, and their backing band plays with the kind of technical precision that makes grown metalheads weep into their studded wristbands. It's like watching a Broadway musical directed by Satan's most enthusiastic intern. I tried playing along to Road of Resistance once. My fingers filed for workers' comp. What makes kawaii metal so brilliant, besides the sheer audacity, is its refusal to pick a lane. It's not here to fit in, it's here to throw a dance party in the middle of a mosh pit. It's rebellion with ribbons, it's breakdowns with ballet, it's the musical equivalent of a cupcake filled with gunpowder. And honestly, it works. It works so well it makes traditional genre boundaries look like insecure gatekeeping. Baby metal didn't just break the rules, they giggled while doing it and then asked for chocolate. So here I am, a metalhead with a soft spot for sparkly destruction, blasting "Gimme Chocolate," while reapplying my black eyeliner and pretending I didn't just choreograph a solo headbang routine. Kawaii metal didn't ask for my approval, it earned it by being louder, weirder, and more joyful than anything else out there. Long live the fox god, and gimme more chocolate. While modern metal boasts technical prowess, genre fusion, and digital polish, it often lacks the primal punch and mythic swagger that made classic metal immortal. The pioneers, Sabbath, Priest, Maiden, Metallica, didn't just play music, they forged an identity, a culture, a sonic rebellion that still echoes through every distorted riff. Classic metal's riffs were raw, its solos searing, and its vocals unapologetically theatrical. Today's metal may be louder, faster, and more complex, but it rarely captures that same elemental magic. In the end, classic metal isn't just superior, it's sacred, the blueprint that modern metal still struggles to match. While modern metal has some highlights, it just can't compare to the original. Now excuse me while I grab my 1985 Kramer and go metal thrashing mad.